Good morning everyone, welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today we're going to be changing the battery in my grandson's little Kidzone remote control rechargeable tractor here. Now we got him as a little tractor for Christmas in 2020. And here it is, almost September of 2021. Now guys, this little tractor has been a good tractor. Just about 4, sometimes 5 days a week, this tractor gets run until the battery runs down. And I immediately put it back on the charger so the next day when he's here, him and Papa can go again. But the battery's getting a little weak. So I'm going to go on and put a new battery in this, and I thought it'd be interesting. Some of you guys might want to see how to change a battery in your Kidzone toys. Now I'm going to attach a clip just to show y'all some of the stuff me and my grandson Colton do with this little tractor. He'd come with the little trailer and we'll go out in the garden and we'll harvest the garden. Papa puts the stuff in the back of the trailer and old Colton just pulls it around for Papa. But to get started, I'm going to get y'all up here closer so you can see without having to look at me. I will tell y'all, when we purchased this little tractor, it had an option to get, I don't know if they bigger tires or just made them, they made a rubber. And we decided to get the bigger tires on it because we knew we was going to be outside in the garden. And this little thing really goes good. Now I've done a little review on this tractor. I'll attach above in case y'all want to go back and see the review and a little bit more about it. But to change the battery, you got 5 screws that holds the seat on. They Phillips head screws. You just remove these screws here. Alrighty, so a couple of my screws fell out. Let me pick them up before losing. Then I'm gonna get y'all over here a little closer. Now I'm gonna just tilt it up and show y'all. There's your battery, and you got a little metal bar going across the battery, and it's got a Phillips screw on each end. You gotta undo them 2 Phillips screws to remove that metal bar that holds the battery in place. Also, before I do that, I'm going to go on and unplug it. You got 2 plugs here, a red plug. You just mash in on the top and it pulls out. And I'm going to go on and remove the white plug. You smash in on the bottom of it and it pulls out. That way it'll give me a little more room of getting the battery out of there. Now I'm going to remove this little metal bracket. 2 little screws that removes it. And you want to put this metal bracket back because that way if your tractor turns over or something, your battery won't fall around and tear some of your wiring up. Now guys, I'm gonna show y'all. This battery's got this little plastic cover on it. It's got a clip on each end. You just pull out on them clips. And you can remove this cover. You just swing it out and it comes right off. And you see you got your wires go to this switch under the cover there, so you just leave that attached. But now guys, you can buy a battery that comes with the whole wiring harness, but it ain't no sense in doing that when you can get a battery for half price. You can see this battery here, they put a lot of hot glue to keep the ends from coming off. But I'm gonna take my knife here and I'm gonna just scrape that hot glue off. And I ain't gonna put this hot glue back on, because that's just a safety thing they do to make sure it stays good and connected, which I'm gonna make sure my connections is tight enough when I put them on. But if you want to put that hot glue back on and you got a hot glue gun, just put that hot glue back on. And I'm gonna take a pair of little needle nose pliers here and grab that fitting. You don't want to pull on the wire. You want to make sure you got a hold of the fitting so it won't pull the wire out of the little fitting. And it just comes unclamped like that. Now guys, this battery here is a 6 FM7 12 volt 7 hour / 20 hour battery. It's a Long Way brand. That's what came in here. What I got here is an Expert Power brand EXP 1270. It's 12 volt 7 amp hour 20 hour battery. It's the same dimensions. I made sure it was the same dimensions before I ordered it. And there's you another close-up. Now guys, I'm gonna put a link in the description below this video, an Amazon affiliated link where I got this battery, in case you got this exact tractor. You won't have to do all the research. You can just order this battery. Now if you got a different Kidzone toy or a different toy, I would take it apart and get the information off the battery. It's all wrote right here. And if you can't find that exact battery, just make sure it's the same measurements. And that 12 volt 7 amp hour 20 hour, whatever yours reads, make sure you get that same thing. But what you have to watch out for is you can get that same battery and it may be in a different size. It may be narrower and taller, so you need to make sure you look at the measurements on the batteries you order. So now we just finna hook the red right back to red. Now what I do here, the reason I said I ain't gonna put hot glue on here, I'm gonna take my needle nose and I'm gonna give them wire fittings there just a little mash, and that makes sure they on there good and tight. Like I said, if you want to put hot glue back on them, you can put hot glue back on them. Now what we're gonna do next, we're gonna ease our battery cover right on here, and you want to make sure your wires is lined up. It's got a slot right over here on the side where your wires come out. Make sure they in that slot. If you don't, it could pinch the wire and cut your wire. Flip that over and put that cover right back on. Then guys, all you gotta do is set it right back down in there in place. Watch your wires. Be gentle with your wires. Don't pull, because you pull one of them wires loose and then you done messed it all up. Now we're put the bracket back in. Very important. Don't not put the bracket back in, guys. That way if the tractor turns over or you're picking it up, toting it, your battery won't be falling around, and like I said, it fall loose and hit one of your wires. It could break one of your wire connections, and then you toys out of operation. Now I just dropped that screw down in there, so now instead of taking the battery out, I'm finna go get my little magnet, stick down in there and get that screw. If you do any kind of mechanic or anything, having a little magnet like this that you can stick down in there when you drop stuff, and see how easy it got that screw. I didn't have to remove the battery or nothing else. Let's see if old Fumble Fingers can do this again without dropping. When you're putting this little metal bar back in there, make dang sure that you ain't got no wires between that bar and that battery. You'll clamp that bar down on that wire and it, like I said, it damage your wire. Now we're going to put the white plug. Remember, the white plug was in the bottom on this. So anytime you're working on something, always make sure, even if you need to take a picture with your cell phone before you remove anything, take your picture in case you forget which one goes where. Because sometimes they the same plug, and if you plug them up wrong, sometimes they the same plug, just different colors, different wiring. If you plug them in the wrong hole, you're going to learn something. So now we're going to turn the power on. And that battery's got enough power that I know it's working. But I'm not going to run this little tractor. I'm going to put the seat back on. And when you get a new battery, you want to hook it up to the charger and let it fully charge before you use it. A lot of times your batteries come, they're not fully charged. And if you use it right off the bat when it ain't fully charged, then you're going to me, it damages the battery, and it never does stay up as long after that as it would if you fully charge them before you start with. Make sure you get your screws back down in the seat. Alright guys, that's all it is to changing the battery out in your Kidzone toy or just about any other brand. Like I said, just make sure before you order the battery, take it, and I don't depend on the manual. I like going on and looking at the battery itself because it'll have all the information on it. I take my tape measure and I get the measurement, and when I do that, I also look at how much room I have in there in case I find the battery, and it may be just say a 1/4 inch longer, but it's a 12 volt 7 amp hour / 20 hour battery, but maybe a different brand is a 1/4 inch longer or an 1/8 inch wider. I go on and look at the hole before I order something. That way I know, okay, I can get by with a battery a different brand that's an 1/8 inch longer. It's still got room enough to fit right in there. But another tip that I can give y'all guys to make your batteries last in these toys, and I had these battery operated toys when my kids was little growing up. If you'll remember to put these things on charge as soon as your kids get through riding it, even if they don't ride it and the battery ain't down all the way, put it on charge and let it fully charge back up every time. If you'll do that, you'll get a lot of life out of these batteries. Now I know some of you saying, well, yours ain't but 8 months old. Well guys, it may not be but 8 months old, but this little tractor here gets rode every day out here in this grass and in the garden. And I'm very proud of it lasting 8 months, the battery. I'm very proud of the tractors done lasted this long. But you can see the tractor's all dirty. It stays outside, but I don't leave it out in the rain. Every time we get through riding it, I put it in under this little cover here or on the porch up there. I don't never let it leave out in the rain, and I always charge the battery. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope it helped someone out. Maybe some of you ladies out there living alone, ain't got no man in the house. It's just that simple. You can do it. I know you can do it, ladies. But I hope this helps y'all out. Thank y'all for watching this video. Hope y'all have a great day. God bless. See y'all next time.